Hi, lovely creatives. I'm so excited for you to journey with me on lesson 3 today. So, if you turn your page to where you can find the royal row picture, you can read Colossians 3, verse 12, and you can start coloring. It's one of my favorites. And then you can turn the page and go to the journal entry where you can just read the 2 questions. And then we're going to turn over after you've completed that to the creation page. So remember to lift up your book and only work on that specific page that we're going to create on. So I'm going to just fasten it with my magnets on the board and I'm going to tell you what you need today. So first off, you'll need a very old pattern. I just bought mine from Hospice for £2, and any stencil with any kind of wording or a stamp. And then I'm also going to use a little tag that you can just cut out of paper. And then any acrylic paints. I really love Art by Marlene. And then just a flat brush and a lot of colorful pieces. You can use a ribbon like I did, or you can use any material you really love if you want to do that. And I'm going to start just by opening the pattern, and I'm just going to choose a few pieces that I'm going to put on my page as the first layer. So when you have your piece that you want to use, you can just start by tearing it into different pieces. Make sure you have enough that will cover your whole page. I'm going to layer mine and just put a few layers on top of each other. So you can take out your gesso, the clear one and white. I'm just going to use it to add some texture. So I'm starting by covering the page with the clear gesso and then placing the pieces over that. Make sure that all of them are fastened. You can even put some more gesso over them, and then we're going to allow it to dry. So now we can continue with the stencil. I'm just going to use this white gesso from Art by Marlene, and just to create a beautiful texture with the stencil. And just make sure that you apply it evenly, and then we're also just going to give it some time and allow it to dry while we continue and create our little tag.
On the canvas of change, I'm painting something true. Thank you.
I'm just clearing all the gesso off from my stencil. I used just a dry cloth for that. So now you can take your tag, and I chose some pastel colors. You can choose any colors you love, and I'm just going to combine them and just to make it a very colorful little tag. And I love these brand of wipes to clean my surfaces. So I'm just taking the gesso off of my hands because, yeah, when it becomes dry, it becomes a problem. So I'm just cleaning that off, and then we can continue and paint our tag with the flat brush.
Whispers of transition floating in the air. Brush in hand, I feel the gentle nudge. Colors out of my journey, the lines begin to budge. Through seasons shifting, my heart learns to flow. Each stroke a story, every layer helps me grow. The palette of my soul is vivid, deep and true, creating beauty from the old to birth the new. In the dance of light and shadow, I find my way through the messy, raw, and sacred shades of gray. With every mark I make, I'm breaking through. On the canvas of change, I'm painting something new. From stormy blues to the fires glowing red, healing hues emerge from the battles I've led. The inner garden blooms with colors unforeseen. Art tells the story of the places I've been. In the greenhouse of my heart, a masterpiece resides. Healing pours like rain as creativity collides. The whispers of transition, now a song I sing. Through art and grace, I'm embracing everything. In the dance of light and shadow, I find my way through the messy, raw, and sacred shades of gray. With every mark I make, I'm breaking through. On the canvas of change, I'm painting something new. Information calls, I step into its tide, led by God's hand with His love.
So my gesso is still a bit wet, so I just put that aside to dry some more, and I'm going to start with the ribbons now. So you can just take all the ribbons and colors that you like. I'm going to take a piece just of cardboard, and I'm just going to arrange all of them just in a little pattern that I think can work.
as my guide, each brush stroke of faith, each texture of grace, unveiling the beauty in this sacred place.
Now I'm taking just a roll of double-sided tape, and I'm just going to place that over all the ribbons to fasten them on the piece of cardboard.
A tapestry woven from our journey within. Art becomes a mirror when new life begins. Inner canvas coaching, where healing and art collide. In the transition's masterpiece, I find my stride. In the dance of light and shadow, I find my way through the messy raw and sacred shade.
I'm just making sure that my gesso is absolutely dry so that it doesn't smudge. And then I'm just thinking about my composition. So I folded it in three, and I want to attach it to this tag of mine. And I'm going to use just a stapler to fasten it to make sure it doesn't come off. Now I'm going to secure it to the page also with just using my stapler.
Shades of gray. With every mark I make, I'm breaking through. On the canvas of change, I'm painting something new. Yes, on the canvas of change, I'm painting something true. That's on the canvas of change.
I'm just covering up the gesso that I don't smudge it, and I'm just showing him the pen that I'm going to use again, and it's the S pen from Faber-Castell. I really love that it can go on top of any acrylic paint or watercolor paint. So I'm just going on my phone and doing some research of the words that I want to include in here and the scripture. So I'm first placing the scripture at the bottom and just talking about this specific mantle that I really love, of all the colors of Joseph. And then I'm just going to write some key features that represents this mantle or this royal robe. And you can just cover your tag with all the words that stood out for you, or if it's something that God spoke to you specifically. So I'm just going to finish that, and I really hope that this lesson has blessed you, and really gave you new revelation about what God intends for the calling He's placed on your life.
And plain camps of home you wide and bare. Whispers of transition floating in the air. Brush in hand, I feel the gentle nudge. Colors of my journey, the lines begin to budge.